Hi, boys and girls. It's Miss Amy, and I'm here to bring another book to you. Today's book is called Tawny Scrawny Lion. It is one of the little golden books. You can tell because the spine is shiny. Tawny Scrawny Lion was written by Katherine Jackson, and the pictures are by Gustav Tengren. Once there was a tawny, scrawny, hungry lion who never could get enough to eat. He chased monkeys on Monday, ooh, ooh, ah, ah. Kangaroos on Tuesday, boing, boing, boing. Zebras on Wednesday. Roar! Bears on Thursday. Camels on Friday. And on Saturday, elephants! And since he caught everything he ran after, the lion should have been as fat as butter. Now, boys and girls, we know Miss Amy does not like that FAT word, but I previewed this book and I know that it says it a lot in here, so I'm just going to try to grin and bear it and not say anything every time they use that yucky word. But it's in here a couple times. But he wasn't at all. The more he ate, the scrawnier and hungrier he grew. Scrawny means thin looking or small. The other animals didn't feel one bit safe. They stood at a distance and tried to talk things over with Tawny Scrawny Lion. "It's all your fault for running away," he grumbled. "If I didn't have to run for every single bite I get, I'd be fat as butter and sleek as satin. Then I wouldn't have to eat so much and you'd last longer." Just then, a fat little rabbit came hopping through the forest, picking berries. All the big animals looked at him and grinned slyly. "Rabbit," they said. "Oh, you lucky rabbit! We appoint you to talk things over with the lion." That made little Rabbit feel very proud. "What shall I talk about?" he asked eagerly. "Any old thing," said the animals. "The important thing is to go right up close." So the fat little rabbit hopped right up to the big hungry lion and counted his ribs. Ooh, do you think that little rabbit's safe walking up to a lion? It's like serving him up for lunch. "You look much too scrawny to talk things over," he said. "So how about supper at my house?" That's my impression of a rabbit. Not the cutest thing, but that's all right. Not as cute as the rabbit in the book, for sure. "What's for supper?" said the lion. The little rabbit said, "Carrot stew." That sounded awful to the lion, but the little rabbit said, "Yes, sir. My 5 fat sisters." Oh, let's count that out. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sisters. "And 4 fat brothers." 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. "I'm making a delicious big carrot stew right now." So how many of them are there? We've got 5 sisters, 4 brothers. So 5 plus 4, we're going to put them together. and let's count it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. The little rabbit had 9 brothers and sisters. And then if you've got 9 and you add him, so one more, 9 plus 1 is 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 children rabbits. Rabbit children. That's a lot of babies. Anyways, they're making carrot stew. "What are we waiting for?" cried the lion. And he went hopping away with the little rabbit, thinking of 10 fat rabbits and looking just as jolly as you please. "Well," grinned all the big animals, "that should take care of Tawny Scrawny for today." Oh, those mean old animals were setting Rabbit and his brothers and sisters up. That can't be good. Before very long, the lion began to wonder if they would ever get to Rabbit's house. First, the fat little rabbit kept stopping to pick berries and mushrooms and all sorts of good-smelling herbs. And when his basket was full, what did he do but flop down on the river bank? "Wait a bit," he said. I want to catch a few fish for the stew." That was almost too much for the hungry lion. For a moment, he thought he would have to eat that one little rabbit then and there. But he kept saying, 5 fat sisters and 4 fat brothers, over and over to himself. And at last, the 2 were on their way again. Whew, they say that word way too many times. Sammy does not like that word. He's being very patient. Boys and girls, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think maybe now that there's fish in the soup, he might just eat the fish? Do you think maybe him and Rabbit will become friends and he won't want to eat him? Or do you think he's going to eat him? What do you think, boys and girls? I guess we'll have to wait and see. "Here we are," said the rabbit, hopping around a turn with the lion close behind him. Sure enough, there was the rabbit's house with a big pot of carrot stew bubbling over an open fire. And sure enough, there were 9 more fat, merry little rabbits hopping around it. When they saw the fish, they popped them into the stew along with the mushrooms and herbs. The stew began to smell very good indeed. Mmm. And when they saw the Tawny Scrawny Lion, they gave him a big bowl of hot stew. And then they hopped about so busily that really it would have been quite a job for that tired, hungry lion to catch even one of them. So he gobbled his stew. But the rabbits filled his bowl again. When he had eaten all he could hold, they heaped his bowl with berries. And when the berries were gone, the Tawny Scrawny Lion wasn't scrawny anymore. He felt so good and fat and comfortable that he couldn't even move. Not sure he's going to be eating those 10 rabbits today. "Here's a fine thing," he said to himself. "All these fat little rabbits, and I haven't room inside for even one." He looked at all those fine fat little rabbits and wished he'd get hungry again. "Mind if I stay a while?" he asked. "We wouldn't even hear of your going," said the rabbits. Then they plumped themselves down in the lion's lap and began to sing songs. I bet this is all very new to the lion. It's probably very new to the rabbits, too. And somehow, even when it was time to say goodnight, the lion wasn't one bit hungry. Home he went through the soft moonlight, singing softly to himself. He curled up in his bed, patted his sleek fat tummy, and smiled. When he woke up in the morning, it was Monday. "Time to chase monkeys!" "Ooh, ooh, ah, ah," said the lion. But he wasn't one bit hungry for monkeys. What he wanted was some more of that tasty carrot stew. So off he went to visit the rabbits. On Tuesday, he didn't want kangaroos. Boing, boing, boing. And on Wednesday, he didn't want zebras. He wasn't hungry for roar bears on Thursday, or camels on Friday, or elephants on Saturday. All the big animals were so surprised and happy. They dressed in their best and went to see the fat little rabbit. "Rabbit," they said. "Oh, you wonderful rabbit! What in the world did you talk to the tawny, scrawny, hungry, terrible lion about?" The fat little rabbit jumped up in the air and said, "Oh my goodness! We had such a good time with the nice, jolly lion that I guess we forgot to talk about anything at all." And before the big animals could say one word, the tawny lion came skipping up the path. He had a basket of berries for the fat rabbit sisters, and a string of fish for the fat rabbit brothers, and a big bunch of daisies for the fat rabbit himself. "I came for supper," he said, shaking paws all around. "Nice to see you, nice to see you." I had the wrong shaking going on, didn't I? He was shaking paws like this, not like this, Miss Amy. Then he sat down in the soft grass, looking fat as butter, sleek as satin, and jolly as all get out, all ready for another good big supper of carrot stew. The end. Now, boys and girls, I have a little bit to talk about this book. It's a very cute book. It says that FAT word a little more than Miss Amy likes. But, I sit here and I think as I read it about how the bigger animals were serving that little rabbit up for a meal for that rabbit or for that lion. A lot of times people think we can't change. None of those big animals even tried to get the tawny, scrawny lion to change. They didn't even attempt to do it. They were too scared and they just weren't having it. But then that brave little rabbit took him to his house and was kind to him and fed him something new. And look what a difference it made. See, those big animals were judging the lion and thought he was hopeless. And sometimes we do that. But people aren't hopeless. Sometimes they just need someone special in their lives to make a difference. And look at that little rabbit. He was so brave. And he took that lion home and he fed him. And he fed him good. And there was nothing bad about what he fed him. And guess what? The lion did change. He had a change of taste buds. They say our taste buds change every 7 years. I don't know if that's true. But I know for me, I've tried new things over the years, and things I used to like as a little girl, I love now. Like mushrooms. I love mushrooms. They got to be cooked, though. And I like onions. Those are things I would not touch when I was a little girl. I don't think I ate spaghetti sauce until I was like 10 years old. So we've got to try new things. to see if we like them every now and again. Don't turn our nose up and say, ew, carrot stew. That's nasty. You might like it. And we definitely need to make sure that we don't decide we don't like somebody and that they're hopeless until we've given them a chance. So thank you so very much for reading The Tawny Scrawny Lion with me. And I look forward to reading another book with you tomorrow. And until then, if you're watching or listening to this before bedtime, good night and sleep tight.